The federal government's Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council, or the SSHRC, a taxpayer-funded agency that burns over $1 billion a year, has been bankrolling some eyebrow-raising academic projects that few Canadians would ever consider priorities. Records obtained and reviewed by the Canadian Taxpayers Federation reveal that the SSHRC has greenlit grants for projects ranging from the life cycle of grocery carts to gender politics in Peruvian rock music, fashion selfies, and even kink community insights. Franco Terrazzano, the CTF's federal director, said in a press release, the government could have given Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys a couple pepperoni sticks for a report about grocery carts rather than billing taxpayers six figures. It's true. They did give out money to study that.
That's greasy. Sometimes life is greasy, Bubbles.
Among its most ridiculous grants, $105,000 was shelled out for a 2018 study titled Cartography, tracking the birth, life, and death of an urban grocery cart from work product to work tool, led by Kate Elliott of BC's Simon Fraser University. According to SSHRC records, the project explores the relationship between carts and the humans who design, assemble, use, and repurpose them. Does that mean steal them? Despite being funded 7 years ago, the study remains unfinished. FSU's website confirms that Elliott is still working on the grocery cart life cycle as part of her PhD. I guess grocery carts live longer than 7 years, we're finding out. In 2022, SSHRC handed $20,000 to Fabiola Bazzo at the University of British Columbia for gender politics of Peruvian rock music. The research, guided by feminist and queer perspectives, of course, treats music as an extension of sensual and sexual practices and the dynamics of power. Bazzo plans to debut her findings in a curated exhibition, arguing that her work cannot be represented in written text alone. Can you try, though? Can you just try to write it out instead of showing us pictures? Another taxpayer-funded masterpiece, Rhetoric of the Selfie, a $94,000 study by Amy Morrison at the University of Waterloo, delves into the politics and narratives of self-representation online. Her research includes analyses of fashion photography on Instagram, social justice selfies, and selfies that violate social norms. Morrison previously received $58,000 in 2011 for similar work, once joked, basically, I fart around on the internet for most of my teaching and research. Okay, money well spent. In 2019, $21,000 went to a Carleton Western University duo, Sarah Smith and Kirsty Robertson, for We Are All Astronauts. The project aimed to explore speculative futures through ecotopias, utopias, and dystopias. No report has been published nearly 6 years later, but the researchers did manage to co-curate an art exhibit in 2025 titled The Air of the Now and Gone, exploring how humanity can move forward amid the wicked problem of climate change. Other notable research projects funded by the SSHRC include Cycling Toward Change, Advancing Mobility Justice, Gender Equity, and Sustainable Development Through Bicycles, $24,500. Fat Chair, Thickening Design Standards Through Fat Studies, $58,000. Nostalgia for the Non-Existent, Musical Nostalgia for Fictional Pasts in Video Games, $27,000. The Erotics of Rule Following in British Romanticism, $93,000. Learning from Ice, $50,000. She's Still Sounding, Working Toward a Gender Inclusive and Intersectional Piano Curriculum, $17,500. Teens Self-Fashioning of Sexual and Gender Identities in Online Harry Potter Communities, $7,778. Disgraced Former Rodeo Princesses, $17,500. Nobody even consulted me on that one. Investigating barriers to birth registration among labor migrant families in the Malaysian palm oil sector, $35,300. Are kinksters doing it better? Gaining insights on sexual well-being from kink community members to promote flourishing. $73,786. Oh no. Playing for pleasure. The effective experience of sexual and erotic video games. $50,000. And revisioning yoga and yoga bodies. Expanding modes of embodiment with non-normative bodies. $45,000. The SSHRC's $1 billion annual budget sits on top of the $17 billion Canada Social Transfer, which funds post-secondary education, childcare, and social services. Provinces like Alberta already spend billions more, $6.6 billion this year alone, on higher education. Can we call this stuff higher education? Ottawa is spending like an artsy influencer with a government credit card, and Canadian taxpayers are the ones left holding the empty grocery cart at the end of its lifespan. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunreid. Paper trail research costs money, and it takes a lot of time and manpower. You have to read everything, and most of the time, it's nothing. If you'd like to help offset our research costs, please consider making a donation at rebelinvestigates.com.